Yeah, welcome everybody to
Plot 2.0.
Episode 2 of...
That's what I said, 2.0.
2.0. Episode 2 of Sessions from the Tabletop. All the players are here. And let's see, we just finished session 18. I just edited and is uploading right now. Session
14.3 would be.
14.3, yep.
Because I just watched 14.2, which was, what the hell happened there? 35 minutes long. I'm like, normally it's an hour, and I'm like, doing some dishes at home, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? It stopped on me. Oh, that's right, it was only 35 minutes. Perfect. You screwed me, Don. You screwed me.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Was there some major editing? I don't recall that episode.
No, well, so that one there, I ended up having to do a lot of editing, so the clips were shorter because I had to cut a lot of them out.
Is that a natural one night?
No,
No, that's yet to come.
That one will go full. There will be no editing on that part.
That was like, that'll be like episode 16 or something, I think.
Natural one night. I like the name of it.
Yeah.
That should be the name of it, yeah.
So the game plan tonight is we're just kind of running some catch up, giving you guys, the viewers,
singles night.
A little bit of detail of what's happening in the campaign. You'll have to give part 2 update as to kind of where the campaign is headed. That's your structure. We don't know that information. We don't know kind of where we're headed. We're just trying to gather some shit right now and move forward. And then we'll dice into a little bit of other stuff. Maybe the next campaign, there is a couple of things that we would like to touch on. Off topics from campaign and shit. Just so that we can, better improve our gameplay as we move forward.
Correct. So, yeah, I mean, you guys should actually be putting together quite a few of the pieces by now.
Not a clue.
I don't know if you've been sleeping through the whole thing, or...
Yeah, a lot of the time I am.
I'm wondering why Ray of Frost doesn't do much.
Yeah, well, just because the mage sucks, I can tell you.
You've been frosting the trees, the grass.
Yep. An occasional back of the helmet.
Yep. Occasionally you get Zeke in there.
Absolutely.
A little bit.
Absolutely. Send him skating down the hallway.
Zeke's coming in hot. Needs to cool down a little bit.
Speaking of which, not to get us off topic, but in my video editing, Bo has been with you up to this point. Your ram entered the cave with you. You had him with you, so I'm not quite sure where.
He's dead. Died in the lava pits.
Well, we did have some time off between some sessions with people having this and that, and
you forgot Bo.
No, I think we thought.
Well, he was more here than here.
Yeah. In one of the episodes, we were mentioning the fact that we did think he was stable.
He is not stable. He entered the cave.
He is now gun shy, if you will, of everything.
Well, we'll ask the next
He is level 18. Bo is ripping and tearing through that dungeon. He's kicking everyone's ass.
We'll ask the next drow that we come across how tasty the ram was.
You could have rode up that ramp on the ram and just massacred them.
Oh, hold on.
Well,
I just put the pieces together down. I realize now. BBEG.
I will try it. I'm going to try to incorporate Bo
with the fucking ram.
Fucking
this
polymorph.
Whole time.
Polymorph.
He has been just snooping on her ass the whole time.
I'm taking it all in.
As I'm editing, I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened to Bo.
You can't let him lose Bo because he gave up things at the beginning of the campaign for him.
Yeah, but the last little bit, he hasn't really cared about him.
He has.
Because he knew where
It's like that puppy that gets to be a year old.
I thought we all knew where he was.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, geez.
I don't keep track of the ram. It's not mine. I don't care. You do what you got to do.
You had a horse that your daughter tried to sell from
Yep.
Well, you know, we can just say that Zeke knew where Bo is. Royce, not so much.
Zeke knew right where he was the whole time.
As his wife, I can say that tracks. He is 100% in Royce's character there, not knowing whatever the hell happened.
Sometimes it's easy to play dumb, ain't it?
Yep.
It's a trait.
That's how good I am at it.
Such a skill at this point.
Yeah. I've honed it for 45
She
years.
doesn't even know.
A racial feature of a Peterman is that?
You got to use the motto. Tricked 'em good.
Yep.
Tricked them good.
Tricked 'em good.
Or an old Indian trick. That's maybe not so much a Peterman as it is
MP.
MP.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I know the viewers are about 3 sessions behind. However, you guys as players should kind of be putting some pieces to the puzzle together.
I have no puzzle. I see no puzzle. We're gonna have to.
There's a hammer
Yep. We're gonna have to head
Somewhere.
into
and
town.
gems.
We're gonna have to.
Oh wait, they want a hammer that's magical to break something.
To break the gems.
Yeah.
To break the amulet that I used to put in my girl prison wallet when I was
A different character.
in a different
campaign.
world.
Yeah,
Not different world. Same world.
same world.
Same, whatever.
But we were not recording those episodes,
Yeah,
so the
but
viewers
the,
will not know that.
Oh, I didn't have to say
But
that.
we assume the hammer is somewhere in the Underdark with the Drow. I'm sure the last gemstone that we need is in the Underdark with the Drow. But we have a key to unlock a portal that brings us back outside one of the main towns on the surface called Water's Edge. It's basically a mile from the town itself, this portal. We have to insert a magical key that turns the portal on. The key stays in it. We'll go to town, do some resupplying, right?
Possibly some research at the
Yeah.
Wizards
Yep.
College.
Yep. Get some information. Steal some pages out of Enith's spell book.
Possession, showing your possession there.
Yep.
Apostrophe S.
And then basically head back because the portal will stay open for 24 hours
Should we?
once we insert that key and turn the portal on.
I feel like we should trade some coins in because
For gems?
Are we really gonna haul that sled with
Well, I
us
was
secretly
thinking we
through
could
the
probably
city?
keep. Well, if we can get to the Wizards College or the
Yep.
university,
Oh, they can exchange
they
shit
can
probably.
exchange it, or they can also hold some stuff.
Oh,
Knowing
no doubt.
now that we know that a lot of them are
In on it.
in on it with us,
Yeah.
we have kind of more allies than we thought. We might even be able to, if we can get in there, have them send out to get supplies we need instead of us running through town.
Right. Well, they might just have supplies at the college.
Right.
Certain ones, yeah.
Because any one of us that can either upgrade in a weapon or upgrade in armor, we need to repack our rations. We need to probably buy some more rope.
I think
I'm so good. I got my rope.
I think at this point your characters don't know this, but
And don't tell us. Don't spoil it.
Don't tell me.
We will not spoil it.
Don't spoil it. If our characters don't know, this is a problem. This has been a problem that we've kind of had ongoing here for a little bit. Is a little bit too much, and then we get into this metagaming BS, you know.
Yeah,
So-
metagaming is definitely a problem. Not
I mean, to some
not a horrible problem. And you want to know what? To be quite honest, I think every group deals with metagaming.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't think there's a group out
It's
there
easy
that
to
doesn't.
fall into it because
Well-
it's easy to take what's in your mind and think that your character is thinking exactly what you're thinking.
Exactly.
And in but to some extent, our characters do. We're not non-worldly dum-dums completely. I mean, a cleric, myself, you know, we're gonna have ideas. We read fucking books. We know these things about certain things. We're not knowledgeable about every creature that we come across, but ogres. That's a common occurrence in the world.
Right.
Drow, we know they're a common occurrence in the world. Not necessarily that we have run across them, but we know they are a common occurrence.
You know, and partially that could be partially my fault because I take into consideration that you guys, when you guys go into one of my towns and one of my worlds, I mean, we don't. I guess maybe I don't describe it good enough, but there's humans. You know, like when you go into Water's Edge, there's humans, there's elves, there's dwarves, there's goblins, there's
Gnomes,
ogres,
halflings,
gnomes,
orcs,
halflings.
bullshit.
As dirty as a goblin is, or as dirty as a kobold is, you know, they spend money.
Yeah.
No business in town is going to turn them away. If a goblin walks into a weapon shop and wants to buy a dagger, if he's got the gold to do it.
And they're going to sell it to him.
Why
Unless
would you
he's
not?
trying to rob the place.
Yeah.
I mean, which I had a little funny thought the other day for all the fucking shenanigans and bullshit. And like, I mean, we start running my campaign a little bit, and that's something that I will do, I think. Like, nonsensical ramblings of like thieves and fucking you guys getting into trouble in fucking town. Yeah. There's a real good chance because these towns are armed. They have militia. They have guards. Oh, guess what? There's a real good chance you're going to get caught coming out of somewhere after hours. You know? Oh, you just killed a guy in the inn? Well, guess what? You're going to fucking jail. You killed a guy. Well, I mean, let's be honest here. Like, you do that in the real world. I mean, yes, we try to be fantastical and carry on with this, but at the same time, like, you killed somebody back in the olden days. What did they do with you? They hung you. You know? Maybe it's a breakout. Maybe you have a trial. Something.
But I don't think you guys have done a whole lot of that.
Not so much. No.
Petty larceny, yes.
Well, yeah.
That was earlier on.
Well, I will tell you, it has crossed my mind on doing some of that. Seeing that I'm not paying my character to the best of my ability because I do need to be more chaotic evil. So yeah, I'm gonna have to ship a few innocent folk. Just
Step up your game. Come on.
they're gonna have.
But being chaotic evil doesn't mean you have to actually kill. You could just cause chaos by opening up a gate.
For the greater evil.
I did cause some chaos when I ran into that tavern that one day.
Exactly, like opening up a stable, setting a barn on fire. You know, just.
Hey, look, that guard is on fire. Must be Zeke's been here.
Or spreading it through other means, like starting rumors or something.
Yeah, there's other ways to play chaos besides
Murder.
murder.
Murder is a wonderful chaos tool. It really is. It's right up there.
Yeah, I mean, you're right at the top.
It's the top 10.
Yeah.
But
You can take some steps.
And as far as the minigaming go, one thing I did for myself in the last session we played, you guys, I don't know if you remember me saying it or not, but I said, well, I know what I would do, but I also know what Zeke would do. If you get yourself in that kind of a mental set, Zeke is a mischievous character, so he's going to do mischievous things, even if it's something that, like, man, this is going to get me into a pinch. But you know what? That's part of playing
What you are.
That's part of what I am. That's part of helping make the story great.
Correct.
right. And
So some of our greatest story moments have been, of course, we touched the last episode of this we touched on what Matt's character did previous campaign with the breaking into the house and the
Killing kids.
and killing kids. That was a very epic night. It was a very fun night because of the way that
because
played
he
out.
killed kids.
Let's clarify. Yeah.
In game.
Sometimes you just got to kill you some kids.
Yeah.
They're easier to kill.
But some of our greatest moments have been. I mean, think about when Chris was rolling all the fumbles.
Yep.
No, all right. First of all, none of you died over it.
Not yet.
Second of
You
all,
got close. It was tight.
all of the laughs we had,
Touch and go.
which we have not got to that yet. So when you guys view that episode, you will see the laughter we had at that. But that was a great gaming night.
It was.
Right. And essentially, at the end of the day, this is still just a game,
Yeah.
a way for us to get rid of the last 2 weeks of work or whatever and just forget about everything.
Everybody's got stresses, and we need a way to
Alleviate that.
exactly.
And this is a very good way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great way to spend money, too.
Yeah.
You can always buy more stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Whoever thought that there would be a site like eBay and we would be on it buying all the shit that we bought just from a normal bookstore
Mm-hmm.
as kids?
Good times.
I just got a shipment in this week.
Royce did last week, didn't you? Or was it 2
I
weeks
got my
ago?
ninja book.
Nice.
I've been pawing through it.
Ninja and Druids are the only two left that I have to add.
And it actually, when I saw it on eBay, I'm like, it looks a little beat up, but it's a book. And when I got it, I'm like, this is actually better shape than it showed on eBay.
So yeah,
So yeah, it's a good shape. It's a good win. I've gotten some good reading out of it. If that's something I'm incorporating into the next session, if we get into that part, something
next session or next campaign.
Or next campaign.
Well,
and that's
we'll touch on that a little
yeah,
later.
we're going
into
to touch
this
on that in a
topic.
minute.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
to kind of steer back onto where we're at campaign wise for everybody, just like we have 4 or 5 gemstones, Underdark. Hammer that we're looking for, Underdark. The hammer is going to be necessary to stop the big bad from smashing these gems and unleashing
Or
unlimited magic. Basically, is the kind of mindset.
Or I
that
thought we
I'm
were
at.
supposed to destroy the gems.
I thought that was his game plan. Was to destroy the gems to
But isn't it?
enhance his magical fucking prowess.
Because
So,
the
we're-
hammer's
we're-
got one time use once it's loaded up with
Right. So we're jumping ahead. We're kind of a spoiler alert for all the people that do watch our stuff. But who was it that went in to the little outpost and found Enith? Who was first in? I know all of you eventually made your way in
I
there.
found him.
Because that was the game plan right from the
He
go.
knew he was in there.
Yeah, I spied him from the window.
Right.
Because I was hiding right next to the window that he was behind.
So Enith basically told Jess, or Fee in this case, that there was somebody or something that had 2 stones, not the gemstones that you guys have, but 2 other stones, and that he was using them in some way, shape, or form. However he was using it, he did not know this yet, but however he was using that was affecting magic of the realm.
Oh, it's weird.
Right. That explains why I missed so much.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just because I
It's
suck.
already warping the magics.
All in the hips. So that is like full recap up to the minute where we're at
Correct.
on the campaign itself. So
We're gonna
Right, and
next.
Trogon's got a new war cry.
yeah, yeah. The seal.
The seal. Next session, we're going to take a little bit of a break as the characters head to the surface and do a restock, resupply.
Yeah, watch the sunlight burn our pupils out.
They have 24 hours to do whatever it is they need to do in town.
Get paid and get laid.
And then they'll be heading back to the Underdark.
Back in the hole.
So,
Back of the mob.
yeah, all right, back in the mob.
This mob blows.
You're out of the mob. So where are we going from here? Well, there's probably, the way we play, I would guess.
3 more years.
Well, there might be.
There's probably 6 to 8 sessions left. And this story will finish. Plus, we have to go back and finish the story of the previous characters. So I hope you're
What?
all carrying those characters with you.
Oh, of course, I've always got mine.
That is
I have
one
mine.
of my bags. It's this one or the other one, but I can.
So make sure you're bringing those character sheets with you, because we will.
And Chris gets great watch time.
Yes, Chris was not in on the last campaign, so
He's gonna have to come and watch for like 10 episodes, I think.
no. There's an incorporation for Chris. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Darn it.
We wouldn't leave Chris out. And then, at that point, the characters from the previous campaign will be retired. I do kind of have something in store for the characters that you're currently playing, so we're not going to retire them after this campaign is all said and done.
My thought process is never consider a character retired. Always pull it out and dink around with it. I mean,
We haven't.
just because they say 20 is the final level, fuck that. You can play as far on it with the character. I mean, look at all these groups that have been playing for 40 plus years now, and their characters are level fucking 45, and like, that's epic level, man.
Yeah.
Does it take a lot to level? Yes.
Yeah.
Does it take a whole lot to put them together, to put the campaign and whatnot together every session that they play? Probably, but it's doable. You know, and this is going to get a little off topic here because Royce and I discussed it earlier this afternoon. But I'm of the mindset, everything you do, we're gaining experience. Whether it's we're role playing, so I want you to take this into consideration here, because this is why I do milestone leveling when I play. But everything you do accounts for leveling.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that statement 100%.
So any good role playing that we do, that's good. That should add to experience that we get through our session. But not just the combat. So like that's something that I definitely try to take into account when I DM. So let's make sure. I want you to make sure that you're taking that into account too. So
if you took the experience point value of the creatures that you fought, if you took the experience point value out of the monsters manual and divided that by 5 of you, you would be, if we went just off of that, you would be nowhere near the level you are now. But yes, you're 100% correct. One thing I look at is if you use your class abilities to get you out of a situation. So if you, well, you know, that's what. So you take Royce and Jess, for example. They're thieves, or rogues, if you will.
Cut purses.
Experts.
If they come across something and they straight up battle it, you know, toe to toe like a fighter would. Okay, that's one thing. But if they use their thieving abilities and battle it in a rogue type way, that gets you more experience. And the same thing would hold with Hugh and Matt and Chris.
Well, now I'm getting.
Except for Chris's character has to just battle it.
Well, but it would correct. But
when we know better. I mean,
he gets up there. He doesn't always fight them.
Yeah,
He's
biggest
there.
pussy barbarian we've run into at this point. I mean, he's the only barbarian that we've run into.
When we go to town, we have to get some blue potions so he can rage when he needs to.
I'm pretty certain I've raged when I needed to and not raged when it was unnecessary.
It's when it should, not when it shouldn't.
So, looking ahead to next campaign, we've had talks of taking it 2 different ways. One was you basically play whatever you want, but you have to get in the maroon books. And
Anybody got one handy? Chris, you got one? Put it up in front of the camera.
Alright, I got tree at the moment, so paladins, humanoids, and barbarians.
so there's a whole slew of them for 2E, for all of our...
Great resources, too,
Yep,
by the way.
yep.
Great art inside those, especially the color drawings that they have in those. Those
And
are
you're
some of
talking
the
about
most
picking
fantastic.
a kit out of those.
Correct. So what would be the 5E term for a kit?
Is a standard subclass.
A subclass. So you can play whatever you want as long as you... So if you wanted to be a dwarven fighter, that brings up 2 books. The Complete Book of the Dwarves and the Complete Fighter's Handbook. You know, each one of those, you know, the Complete Book of the Dwarves has dwarven warrior kits you can be. They're specific to a dwarf.
Like a Battle Rager.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you could get in the Fighter's Handbook and pick a kit out of there.
Cavalier is one that is even now in 5e.
Correct.
So
that was option 1. Option 2 was it would be an all good campaign, and you would all be a paladin or cleric of sorts.
and that was something him and I discussed this afternoon because he's said he wants to be a ninja. But that doesn't mean he couldn't be like a scout type ninja.
Oh yeah,
And be good aligned.
or King's Assassin kind of thing.
Yep. Which would still play
Right.
into something.
I was thinking that I always thought that we're not 2 separate things, but do a good campaign, but still pick a kit.
I considered them separate because if and we can do that, but the problem arises if somebody's going to be a paladin, that's going to bring. It's going to.
The pain.
Yeah, well, it's going to take a lot of hard work to make that all work together, because a paladin is very specific on what he does.
In 2E.
In
2E. Other editions, not so much, because they, again, it's an aesthetic in 5E. I don't know about 4 and 3, but in 2E, alignment is supposed to play a huge part. And we always played it as a huge part, and we always kind of have and kind of will. That's why we talk about it as much as we do, you know? So...
And I would have to, my only hiccup with that is an alignment shouldn't define the character. It should be a tool that you use. But just keep in mind that let's say, for example, Matt's a paladin and you're a ninja, and Matt catches you doing something illegal as a ninja. Whatever, doesn't matter. By rights, Matt has to turn you in. If he doesn't, he has negative repercussions on him that he has to take care of for not turning you in.
Repentance.
That's why I was thinking, we were talking about doing some backstories on our characters.
Right. Yes.
I was thinking I would have been like a king's personal go-to guy for, hey,
Doing the shady shit.
I
But
need to
being
sneak
a
in here
good
and do
guy.
that. If the king says this is what's going to happen, then it's law. So technically, I would be following the law.
And technically, you can do that with almost anything you want to pick. You might not be able to play it the exact way you thought you want to play it. You would have to tune it. Rogues can all work for the crown or a deity or whatever we decide. If you wanted to do something like that, they don't have to be like the cut purse, pickpocket, or
Right.
they can be investigators. They can be assassins. They could be
Scouts. Literally.
scouts. I mean, rangers, same way. You can basically say they were part of the army and they're off to this way. You know, almost everyone can do that, and then you just play them. If you have a paladin in the group, that whatever paladin kit it is super staunch on its rules and stuff. Well, you can say you're this paladin, but you're a ninja, or I haven't looked at all the kits in there. Well, you worked for his king or his, so you have the insignia that you show the paladin that
Yep.
he might not like you, and he
But
probably doesn't.
but that's your loophole to get out of what you're saying, like
Right.
me turning him in.
He
Because
doesn't.
the king says, you look the other way because I am doing the dirty work that the law doesn't allow you to do. That's the loophole. That's how you work around that,
But
saying
the fun in that, though, you can also think, say you're doing that, say you're the ninja, rogue, or whatever. He, by his king, can't turn you in. But he doesn't have to necessarily help you.
It's true.
You could be doing something, and he could.
I could be a
push
staunch
up.
advocate of it,
Just-
or
yeah.
proponent.
And he could literally look the other way while you're doing it.
Right.
And if you fall into...
Just thought process for you to,
Or-
for gearing up for the
yeah.
future.
You're
Yeah.
going to do something shady in front of him. He could drop his tankard of ale.
Oh
Oops.
yeah, I didn't
Pull
see what you
attention.
actually did.
Or he could pull attention towards you a little bit, try to get you caught a little bit, not help you. And in his mind, he's setting it right because he can't go against his king,
Right.
but he can go. What's right is right.
Right.
And those are all things that can be
Right. And everything is workaroundable, if that's even
and it's
a word.
almost fun if you
I like it.
have abrasion between two people. They have to argue a little bit. I mean, they could be the best of fighters together. They can always have each other's back.
Yeah.
But they could also be
Could always be that
This
tension.
this close to being nemesis.
right.
Yeah. Always
That's
have
not my idea of fun. Adventuring with someone who's gonna try to fuck you over because that's the way they get their alignment resolved. That's not
So that's
not my idea of fun.
well
Well,
that's
if you're going to break the law at any point, you have to be willing that anyone can screw you over because you're screwing people over.
Yeah,
yourself.
but being next to someone and adventuring with them, and your goal, your job from the king is to do this, and he sends somebody with you whose job it is to try to keep you from doing that. Like that's not fun.
Well,
That's
no,
not fun at all.
Well, but that's where that goes back to where I said an alignment needs to be a tool and not a law. And 2E does put a lot into their alignment, and it's a love or hate thing. There's times when I really like the alignment thing, and I really think that it's a good. And then there's times I'm like,
God, this sucks.
this blows because this alignment thing is really, really holding me back from. And that's what I don't want to happen. I don't never want an alignment to
Hinder gameplay.
And
herein lies the other thing. We're going probably a little way more in depth about this Paladin Cleric campaign or strictly Paladin.
Never come to
fruition. It's something that I would love to do at some point, just because. Will it ever happen? Probably not, but it's fun to talk about a little bit because it's something like nobody ever plays a Paladin. Nobody ever plays a Paladin in our group because, it is restrictive as far as the alignment is concerned, playing with the rest of the group.
And a lot of this, we've been playing but when we really got into this, we were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And if the stats and, hit point adjustment, damage adjustment weren't right up off the bat, we didn't want that character. Right. We wanted the best fighter, or we wanted, and that's what we wanted. No one wanted to take time. We're now, multi-classing. Not as big a deal as
it once was.
As it once was, because no one wanted to deal with, I got to do this or that. Now you're like, it's just this. It's not.
Right. It's just experience at the end of the day. What the hell? Who cares?
Right. You're like, I get both, best of both. I can work it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And before it was like, I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. I just want to go in and roll dice.
Yeah.
That's how we started playing, was just rolling dice. It was encounter after encounter. There was no real story. It was for us because we made a million crude jokes every time we played. And
not a lot different than we do now, anyways. But
every time we saw a sconce on the wall,
we drew our swords. Well, and that's something we're trying to work with too, as far as bettering ourselves as gamers. Each group has their own style of play. You can go on YouTube and you can watch.
Ours is the best style out there by far.
Absolutely.
But there are others out there that are trying.
Well, you can go on YouTube and you can watch groups that what takes us 5 hours takes them 2. But those 2 hours, they game. Right. They don't make jokes.
They're not breaking character.
They don't break character. They don't talk about movies. They don't talk about family. There's no cell phone. They game for 2 hours straight.
Right.
See,
we don't do that. We stretch it out.
Well, and here this kind of leads into the next topic that I wanted to bring in. I came over a couple weekends ago. We talked. This was one of the points that we talked about. To make gameplay move faster, you got a minute. Go.
If you do, my help
with the timer in it.
If you don't, then your turn is forfeit. And say what you want. We're slow. 5e, there's way more shit that you can do. Actions, reactions, bonus actions, movement. And they are pretty fluid and quick about getting their shit done. Some groups do exactly what I've just suggested. Put a time limit, because all the fucking dilly-dallying around that we do. Why do you think my character just turns and goes? I don't want to make all the decisions all the time. It's not my job as a team player. But when you see my character turn and wheel and walk off, I'm making the decision. I'm making you either make a decision, or I've made the decision for us, and you're either going to follow or you're not. So, shit or get off the pot, Rockstar, is what I'm trying to say here.
Don't
drag your feet.
Now, to be fair, that's something that fits with his alignment and his character that he's playing. So, that I get why you do that, but from a character standpoint, you're in character when you're doing it.
Absolutely.
So,
but we do want to move gameplay along. We're sitting here debating on what we're going to do for a half an hour.
Well, and I run into that editing. So what I think we're going to do is, when I present a situation that you guys are in, I'm going to say, Because what happens is I present a situation, you all talk about it as a group. The talk leads to sexual innuendos, dirty jokes, movies. Then we're off topic, so then we got to bring everybody back in, and then Jessica tries to say something, and Chris is talking to Matt, so what we're going to do to alleviate that is when I present a situation, Chris, what do you think?
You're gonna get a lot of time.
Yep.
We discussed this too. Then I told you about this afternoon. Will you go to you? Then we go to me. Then we go to Jess. Then we go to you. The next scenario, okay, we don't start with you. We start with Royce. Then we go to me. Then her. And then it goes.
We all get
It
shot
cycles.
collars.
It cycles.
Wham.
Yeah, it cycles around so
Yeah.
that we're not all.
And then once everybody,
Right.
you'll get like a minute to voice your concerns or your plan. Go around the table. When everybody's had their say, you'll get 2 minutes to decide.
Deliberate a little bit.
Yep, whose plan was the best, or we're going to take pieces from Royce's and pieces from you, whatever, and then go.
We just want to.
And the purpose is not necessarily, I don't want to say put you on the spot, but we're trying to make that gameplay. Number one, we're trying to make it fair so everybody has a say.
Right, so nobody's over talking anybody else. I know I have a big tendency to be like, oh, I'm interjecting. Oh, wait, fuck. Sorry, I know I'm being an asshole when I do that, so I apologize. But
Just when you do that, huh?
yeah, right.
Matt and I had some discussions on this too. So a great example was last session. We must have spent a whole hour discussing how we were going to take 2 drows out of their towers. And when first we got up on that, we climbed up on the wall, and like, all right, I'm preparing myself because it's D&D. Like what Matt said earlier today, it's D&D. Don't avoid the fight. You're going to do it.
Right. That's what D&D is fighting and role playing and having a good time.
Right.
And so we hem-hawed about it. I've got my my bow staff or my sling staff ready to rock.
Yep.
And we're like, oh no, let's go to the tavern. I'm like, I guess I'll climb back down now. So we climbed back down.
If you had attacked him, we wouldn't have found
and we were
out
all
what
pretty
we needed
much
to know.
we were all pretty much at close to full health.
At that point.
Well, the tavern did give us some information. Right?
It did. If
Our
you
problem
had
was
if you
once-
just jumped into battle, we
Once
wouldn't
we
have
were
got what
at
we
the
needed.
tavern, we drug it out.
Yeah.
Once we got the information,
him
we
hawing
could
around.
have been.
Well, then
That's
we,
why I
then
got
we
to
made
where,
it-
you know what? I'm walking up the ramp with this piece of paper,
Yeah.
and then we'll decide.
And then we had this gameplay that we're going to figure out, that we figured out we're going to do in the tavern the next day. Then we woke up, and we had to make a new one.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I think.
and the thing is the end result was still the same. We still went in there and we fought them.
Well, the problem is, I feel like we come up with an idea fairly quickly, and then we sit there and go back and forth on it multiple times, and then, yeah, like you said, damn near every time we just do the exact same thing we planned on right off the start.
Well, therein lies the other thing. Do we want to make it okay? All right, this first decision, we go with Chris's plan. Doesn't matter what it is, we go with Chris's plan. All right, we're prepping for second round of combat. Okay, we'll use just Royce's plan this time. Next time,
That's a good way to die.
we'll just use.
No,
You might be right on that.
interesting.
Next time, we just use your plan. I mean, it speeds things up. I mean, it doesn't give us the variety that we typically have.
Right to my plan.
But I mean,
There's going to be dancing skeletons in the street.
I know.
Everyone buys drinks for the dwarf.
I don't personally like
Other
that
than-
idea of just. I mean, because there are good collaborations that we do come up with when we have
Right.
some discussion about it, but we don't need to like. Oh my
Go
god!
as long as we do.
Right, we can drag our feet like
Other
none
than
other.
other than Hugh's plan of punching through paper, it was pretty much.
Bruce Lee of the Dwarven world here.
Well,
It was pretty much the same thing, and technically, being D&D, there's no wrong answer.
there isn't. And it kind of goes down to taking a multiple choice
It's not
test.
my answer.
You know, they say when you're taking a taking a test that's multiple choice, if you mark your answer. Like, you read the question, you read all the answers, and you say, okay, it's B, and you exit. And then you come back to it and reread it. If you change it, statistically speaking,
You were right the first time.
you were right the first time. And it's the same thing. You guys are thinking about a situation, bam, you come up with a plan, but then you start thinking about it.
Yeah, redeliberating in our
Overthinking.
heads.
Yeah, and then you overthink it.
And then I think we also try to get everyone on the 100% exact same page, and that's not
Yes.
how any of this
It's
really
never gonna
works.
work. That's
Because
why it
in
drags out.
any situation, work, life, everywhere, you get 5 people together. So, you know,
Everybody's got their own
This is
vision.
what we're gonna do today. How you want to do it? None of us are gonna say the exact same. And then to sit and argue
Well-
to get to on that, just get close and be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. V, what do you want to do on this? Well, she's like, I want to. Well, we don't want to do that. Well, she can still kind of do her own thing. You know, she doesn't have to follow
Right.
the rule to exactly what we say.
Yeah, we
because
still-
they're their own people.
Yeah, we're still
You
going
know?
to get to the same outcome no matter
She'd be
what.
like, well,
Well-
we want you to go here, here, and here, and she's like,
Ish.
okay. She can agree
And then
and
do
go,
what
yeah,
she
go
feels
to
best.
where she wanted to go, or Zeke can, or Trog can. You know, you can say, okay,
Or maybe if they say, Barbarian, we want you to go up the ramp and take out this guard tower, maybe the Barbarian climbs up the ledge and takes out the guard. The end result is the same. He took out the guard tower.
Yeah, as long
he
as he
just
rages.
he just didn't do it. Well, and think about a real world scenario. Think about the SEAL Team 6 plan that took down Bin Laden. Those guys trained in the desert for months for that. When it come time to do it, nothing worked as planned because the damn helicopter crashed in the compound. So that whole plan had to be reworked on the fly.
Yeah.
and then that is exactly why we'll never buy a helicopter as a group.
Yep. Yep.
Zeke's
That
already
was what
got
I was gonna suggest for
Zeke's
Tom.
already got the Gnomish engineers working on it. You don't know it yet, but it's coming down.
Finest machine.
Oh, we know.
Finest machine you could ever.
We know it's coming down.
We know it's coming down.
It'll have one good ride though.
And it'll be a hell of a ride.
And an abrupt landing.
All landings are crash landings. Some are just controlled.
But
Yep.
I think these are all great ideas. Either go around the table or each person is a term to say, hey, this is what we're gonna.
Get a minute,
This is
2
the game
minutes.
plan.
Maybe 1 minute's too short. Maybe we do give 2 minutes or a couple, like just to see because
Or
it's,
maybe we start with it, and if somebody starts throwing something out there, and everybody's like, "Okay, yeah,
Well-
hold on, let's let him finish."
We've already determined
Let's
that
let
hour
House
is
of
too
Paint.
much.
Yeah, hours too much, minutes too little. So we've got it narrowed down now. 2 minutes, 59 minutes.
Okay, only one movie quote per person.
but
But
the
that
thing
could
is
be
go
I
ahead.
don't
a
mind that.
DM's discretion. Because
Yeah.
say we get off and we're not doing any game playing, we just start spouting off.
He's got to be like, okay, refocus here. Let's move
Game-
along.
Gameplay. Come on, guys. Now we're gonna start. We got 10 minutes to figure this out. Go.
Yeah, and
You
don't
know,
be afraid
or-
to. If we're lollygagging,
Press us along.
Push us.
Don't be afraid to hit Chris. I mean,
Be like,
He does need help raging.
see if he can help.
get together, Chris. Come on.
Sometimes it's better when someone else hits it.
we go through this a little bit, and we can take timers away. I mean, we're just because we'll get better at it the more we use a certain type of system. But like we do so much lollygagging around,
Right, and
it's
there
like,
are even maybe it's halfway through. We do an intermission time. We take 20 minutes
Just
of
screw
just
around.
Yep.
just be like, let it out for a minute,
Yep.
and then
I mean,
We can do that.
we're always gonna make
Maybe that's
stupid little jokes.
Yeah.
right. That's
But
That's our style of play. I don't think you'll ever.
But let's be a little
No.
more controlled about them, I guess. Is
Well,
the
I
thought
think
process.
one of the reasons that we play D&D together so well is we have that.
cohesion.
12-year-old
Yes.
sense of humor.
Yeah, we do.
Even this one, don't let her fucking fool you.
Well, that's one of the other things that I love about D&D so much is we're a group of friends getting together, having a good time.
Right.
Yes, we're playing a game, but we're also having a good time doing it. Yeah, there's conversation. Yeah, there's sexual innuendos, movie quotes, music quotes. But that's who we are.
Yeah.
No, that does not fit a lot of the viewers' criteria for watching. And that's fine. They don't, it's not
we're not doing it for you. We're doing it for us.
Yeah, we're just sharing what we do with everybody else.
Yeah. So was there anything that anybody else wanted to add?
I did talk to this about Royce when him and I were together this afternoon because, again, I want you guys to understand. Anytime that I come over here that we have a weekend that we can't play, and I decide I'm busting at, hey, I try to message the group and say, hey, I'm swinging over to Don's just to shoot shit. It's to provide ideas because I know we have our qualms with fucking 2E. We always have. There's just shit that doesn't work. But one of the ideas that I spun by him, and this was something that that we decided that you would think on, but this is kind of relating to the Paladin campaign, because Paladins and Rangers, their spells don't start till 9th level, and that seems outrageous. We only play till 9th level a lot of the time, so maybe right. So maybe we start like a bard does and start at 2nd or 3rd level for spells for them, so that you can like.
And maybe it's just a pared down number of spells before
Right.
9th level.
Right, exactly.
I don't know.
You know,
It's been. I mean, when
Well,
we were
we've done
young
this
playing.
anybody's thoughts?
As
please?
we steal some of the good things from 5e,
Right.
put them out like cantrips and stuff, and we can poach from any of the levels and be like, this is really
as we work it
cool.
out.
This is now our new rule,
Right.
Especially
well,
for
because
paladins
and that's
and
one
stuff.
of the other things that I like is that like you get into like subclasses in your 5e, which it wasn't thought of. They didn't think of it like that for 2nd E, but like a lot of these kits / subclasses should have their own like special unique thing that they can do. Like, yeah, rogues, they backstab, right? But there's so many other things that they can do as unique skills from 5e that we could incorporate at least base level
Well, that's one of those things
to
that's
add
kinda-
some flavor, right?
You know, I had been away from it for so long that when this came up, and yeah, you know, after I started in with the group, and everybody's like, okay, a bit of a backstory here, but it was like, it had been so long for me. I was so fucking geeked. It was just like shit started flying out of my
Absolutely.
fucking head.
Oh, we had.
So
Chris
I
and
started
had
getting
all
with
kinds of
Don,
tests.
and I'm talking to Don about different things, and the thing is, there were certain things that happened with my character, and certain things that I tied in that, you know, it was like, that you can't find that in any of these fucking books. Not
No.
one of them. There isn't any of even that one blue one, I think, that it just doesn't exist. It was something to go back and forth and find that, you know, I'm going to throw it out until Don's like, okay, you know.
Throw it till something sticks.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Let me play with that a little bit.
Right.
And then we could go back and forth and you know, there is a way, and like I was going through the Humanoids book today and reading through some of the stuff, and you know, some of the things that are unique to it, and I think it kind of runs into the same thing with the Barbarians and the Paladins, is when you start reading through some of that, you know, they say, okay, these are those strict rules. These are the solid Gygax rules. This
Yeah.
is how we
core
set it up.
guidelines is what they want to call them.
Then they also say, is well, the
Or
Humanoids
raw.
handbook. Humanoids handbook is where it really
The
comes
rules
in,
as
where
written.
they say this is where that is. But if you're talking about a player character, because most of the things in the Humanoids handbook
Is
were
not
not
player
player characters originally. Now, once they place that in, yes, they are. But when they describe each one of those groups, they describe it as what they were as NPCs, what those the culture of those creatures were. But an NPC is never going to be that strict mold.
Yeah.
And I think as long as we work that out and kind of play it back and forth, we can find something that makes that work. It doesn't have to be stone; it can be molded.
You know, and I don't know, you know, I don't know as if we'll ever know this 100%, but I just knowing by what I've read about Gary Gygax and some of the stuff that I saw online, he had with a paladin, we'll take a paladin for example, he had in his mind a very specific picture,
Stickler.
yes, of what a paladin was. That's why those rules are written so tight in the player's handbook. Now, take Gary Gygax out of the picture and you get into...
A little more loosey-goosey.
Yeah, so you get into 3E, which now you're Wizards of the Coast, so that didn't have nothing to do with Gary Gygax, blah, blah, blah. And you start going through the other editions from 3 on up, you're away from Gygax. So they took those rules that he had written and they kind of broke the mold a little bit and said, okay, this is a paladin, but you can also do this, this, and this. You know.
Well, even
In some cases, they explode.
in the Red
those
Book
rules,
Paladins,
so.
there's a stipulation in there that says, you know, this is the rules, but your DM can allow
Yeah,
other
discretion.
things, you know?
Discretion,
So, like,
yeah.
because
And that's in
I
every
think
one
they
of those
realized
books.
right off the bat, people were going to want to do more
Yeah,
than just human.
a little too tight on their rulings and how they did and everything. But again, this was Tui was an age where he had final decision, creative decision on everything, and that's the way it got written.
Well, it was his game.
Yeah. And it may
That was my
take
game,
longer
what
to
I
set up
wanted.
characters.
Yeah.
Well, you don't like it, don't play my game.
But if
Right.
we look at how we're going to do that, we can set those characters up and we can work just like, you know, I was trying to get into the system, so I needed to get with Don and make sure that my thoughts, is there a way to make this work? So we can, that DM discretion, it's not a one-way game, and I think too many people worry about it being, okay, this is what I got to do. Like, talk to your DM.
Right.
That is a thing.
Right, and that's part of the reason
I
I
mean,
come
as
over
long
and
as you're not
have these
begging the
discussions.
DM for something
Right.
every
You know,
week.
that's why I come
not
over
gonna
and
help.
have these discussions. Like I said, you guys are more than welcome to come to just hang out and, like, we're just spitballing.
Yeah.
We're getting ideas to make the game better and work better for us to play.
Look at the hour and a half me, you, and Chris took, and we come up with the magic hit.
Right.
I mean, that's
I thought that was
huge.
pretty good.
Yeah. And another thing is bringing
It hasn't helped the wizard yet, but
Oh yeah.
I know it hasn't helped me a lick, but
well, no, I think his
I
hit
find
rate's about
bringing
10% higher.
the favorite candies of the DM to the gameplay
Yeah, that
is
helps.
a big help.
Um,
and opening up the gameplay.
Yeah.
but therein lies the other thing. Going back to this little, you know, paladin being a tight thing that Gary Gygax had. Like, that's the way I look at it. I don't know if we had it on gameplay discussion day when we were actually playing in the session, but elves, they have a creed that says they should be allowed to be some sort of paladin. Dwarves have that.
Yes. Yep.
That would allow them to be a paladin. At least in my mindset, that's how I look at things. I mean, yeah, maybe there are some types that wouldn't, you know, but there most certainly are others other than human
but then
that would be allowed to be a
opposite end of
paladin.
the
type
spectrum,
thing. Yeah, that's it.
humans tend to be more evil and sell out in the long run over all races.
Yep.
So you could have evil paladins.
Right.
You know,
You're anti-paladin.
Yeah, but you know, and they're right in the ranks because that's how 90% of all of the strongholds fall in something is because someone on the inside.
See, I don't see not to interrupt you.
Not playing. I don't see playing it, but say you were a paladin and you needed a backstory to get out of from where you are. Someone inside sold out, and you know, so now you hate that either. Maybe not your deity, but you don't trust that fortress. You don't trust that order anymore. So you're on your own, but you still have the same values,
Right.
because your deity would.
See, I don't see gnomes being a paladin.
Yeah.
No, I know it was, but to bring that topic up,
Yeah, there are certain.
you know, a goblin would be another thing.
Vox
It-
Machina?
Well, but they're not. A gnome is not. You know, you think of a paladin. You know,
But she was a cleric.
You know, it's
Mike's a cleric.
Yeah.
you know, a paladin is this, you know, tight, organized, you know, everything a gnome is against is what a paladin is. Does a gnome stronghold have a knight type fighter that comes out riding a ram or a short horse? And you know,
Yeah, maybe.
probably,
Yeah, but not necessarily known as a knight.
but I would call them a paladin.
A crab.
You know,
Oh, there you go.
In my mind, what I picture is one of the coolest gnome builds, and you'd have to, well, you go ranger because you're dual wielding, hand axe, short bow, and you're just this little death machine that protects the woods.
Right? I can see it. Quite easily, you know, like that's the great thing of the theater of the mind, you know, like envisioning the things that we talk about.
Legitly, you get dressed like a little blue hat, depending on where he was.
Romeo and Juliet.
Say in the wood, whatever. This is his area or whatever. Well, these are the red whatever. These are
Right,
blue.
the Bloods and the Crips.
Right. And you give him a pointy hat. and they look just jovial as
And now we're
whatever.
in game character.
Yep.
And then they whip out the.
And then there's jovial as ever until they get up to you, and all of a sudden, whoop,
Yeah.
there's 2 hand axes, and this a dual wielding gnome coming at you.
Like, ready to whoop your ass. Yeah.
It's just lay down a barrage of
Thigh
cuts
chops
before you
at you.
could.
Yeah. Well, we as a group of the old days, we, not to name any names, but we had an individual that played a gnome in every way, shape, form, fashion,
That he
combination,
could possibly
that-
play.
and every one of them all had the same name. So,
Pip.
so the possibility. What the point of the story is? Gnome possibilities are endless.
There's no possibilities.
Know what I'm saying? Going back to your humanoids book there,
No
that was
ninja.
I am a rogue player
Silent.
through and through. They are
I would
my
have to-
diehard favorite class, but my favorite character all time playing was it was my cool before they were cool in 5e. I was the Bugbear Warrior.
Yeah.
And he was a bad mamma jamma.
So, and that is a campaign that I want to explore too. Maybe we'll do that 2 campaigns from now. But the story that we are telling right now, there's 2 sides to it. There's the side that your previous characters have. There's the side that your characters you're current playing have. But there's also their side.
Yeah.
There's 3 sides. Actually, you could say there's 4 sides. But the humanoids of this world, of the world that I created, the realm, they also are seeing these events unfold. They're not seeing it through your eyes, they're seeing it from a different perspective,
For sure.
but this story is unfolding for them as well. So we could play that out in gameplay. And that would change it up. You know, hey, you can be whatever you want, but it has to be from that book. You're either going to be a goblin or, you know, a half orc or an orc or
Goblin? I thought all these years it was Joblin.
you can call it Joblin.
So, like Matt and I were talking today, I said I would even venture into. I know they're not as badass in 2e as they are 5e, but I would try a 2e bard. But I would like the same cantrips that everybody else would have.
I think I that was bringing cantrips from 5e into 2e. I feel was huge. I think that was a win on all. I don't know as if I would do it for paladins.
Paladins or rangers, not so much. Maybe.
I'm not saying I wouldn't rework the
Or
spell
limited.
chart,
Yep.
but I don't know as if I would allow them cantrips. But clerics, mage, wizard, and possibly bards, I might allow cantrip.
Even if it's just like 1 cantrip.
Yeah.
2, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you're more limited. Like think of a 5e like rangers spell list. You're gonna start. Say you start at 3rd level because that's where you get your subclass. But you get 1 first level spell and a cantrip. Okay, and then it's 4 levels before you get another 1st level and maybe your 2nd level. So, but it's a greater distance to make up the ground because you're never going to make up the ground for what a wizard or a warlock
'Cause you
or a
didn't
clerik has.
You haven't studied.
Right, you're not
You weren't there
you're
doing it
not
every day. That was
specializing
your
in that.
job 100%.
You know, and maybe you only have 2 known cantrips total.
See, in my mind, and maybe I'm wrong for thinking of it this way, but in my mind, a bard has the magic ability because he somehow, in some way, shape, or form, kind of stumbled across it.
Well, he might. My thought process is more along the lines of like he might have some magical technique, but like, oh yeah, look, I can read this. Lo and behold, I can read the spells out of this fucking wizard spell book. You know, and so maybe he carries a spell book. Maybe he's not a like natural caster like a sorcerer would be. They just know the magic and can use it that way. Maybe he does have a spell book on the side that like, oh yeah, I can. I don't know necessarily what it does, but I'm going to read this and, oh wow, look at that magical effect. I conjured darkness over that guy over there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that again tomorrow. You know, like,
Or they're just innately magic,
Right.
Like John said, they stumble across it. Not that they can do whatever, but they figured out how to use like Bigsby Hand, not knowing what it is.
Right.
But they figured out how they can move things.
Right.
Or they've learned to enchant people because that's part of their job, you know.
Right.
And they're
Yeah, they are enchanting.
Entertaining.
trying
Right.
to
Or illusory
and being,
type.
and being just magic enough where it just happens. I
Right.
mean, maybe they don't have a school of thought on it. They just know if I do this,
Yep.
I can get that
Does.
happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. Maybe more than it doesn't.
Yeah.
But the first few levels, maybe it works 50% of the time. Maybe, you know.
But that 50
60% of the time, it works every time. Sorry. I feel like we've stayed on track pretty well for the most part through this whole situation, but
we have. Is there anything else anybody wanted to add? Jess?
seems like
anything?
there was something. But I don't remember at this point. I guess it wasn't super important.
I guess like for the next setup, maybe if we get a little more info on area where we're gonna be, are we gonna be underground? We're gonna go because then we can tailor a little better because we're doing it, but our party's not. It's just suited for what we're doing. I mean, and we're just there. We don't have the long range group as we should.
To expand on that, if I knew where you were going to go with your character, I wouldn't have played a necromancer this time. Why have two of us in the group? Is the thought process that I'm at. Not saying it's a bad thing. We've got two rogues, and one specializes in one thing and one specializes in the other, and it works good for us.
No, you. So on the rogue thing, you two do a really good job of making two rogues work. Are you seriously? You have your direction. You're taking Fee. He has his direction. He's taking Zeke, and they're completely opposite of each other. So it complements you two very well. I like how that worked out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys had that planned that way or
No, Bryce had it planned from the beginning.
but seriously, it works. It really does work.
Zeke is just getting through day by day with whatever chaos
He's just trying to survive.
And being a rogue helps him.
He's rogue.
I will say this because I mentioned it to Royce, like exponentially. I'm not patting. It's going to sound like it. I'm not patting myself on the back though. But Liam's hut is going to bring us through a bunch of pinches that we
already has.
Yeah.
That is such a cool. That is so cool.
That is one of the greatest spells, really.
Yeah.
But no, so definitely. So to answer a little bit of Hugh's question, I've already got part of the backstory worked out for next campaign. I've already started. We've got 6 or 8 sessions left before this one comes to a close, and we finish telling the story from this side of view, but I've already started to think ahead of next campaign. I haven't put any kind of pencil to paper yet or anything. I'm just tossing stuff around. But regardless of which way we go with it, I've got a backstory figured out, and it just has to be fine tuned because
fleshed out.
Yeah, because Matt might decide to play something and the backstory might not 100% work, so I might have to tweak a few things, but the base idea is there.
The idea is, we're already all thinking, like, let's not plan on we're going to do a paladin cleric campaign.
We could do
a
good aligned campaign.
We could, yeah, absolutely.
Just say this is what we're going to be. Or
that would, no offense, Jess, but that would accommodate you more so because you're typically more good aligned. You're not apt to go along with all the crazy evil bullshit that we throw out a lot of times. And I think it would be fair, but have 2 or 3 character ideas to bring to the fucking table when we get to that next point.
Yeah, because what are we gonna do? Where are we gonna play depends on what we should.
Right.
What we should be.
We're all fighters.
I would like to see Chris
expand his horizons.
His strategical thinking on a lot of stuff is.
I'm shocked.
Far surpassed what any barbarian is, but I think there's a ranger, a paladin, something where they can plan out even more. I mean, I can see Chris as a wizard.
Yep.
You know,
Well-
any of us could be anything.
Can barbarians
anyone,
be wizards?
but
Shaman.
Okay.
But that's
And-
more.
and-
But that's more clerical. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see Chris
Or
as a
druid.
hobbit.
And I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but I had this discussion with him today too. I don't know. I know you have a high intelligence for a barbarian. Hear me out.
Okay.
Because me being the wizard of the group, I have the highest intelligence at 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You can be as intelligent as you want all day long, but that to me more so means you're good at sitting, observing, listening. People instruct you on how to do things, but that doesn't mean that you're on the same intelligence level that I am from being a learned mage, wizard, like being there and like reading the field guides. You might be smart and you can pick up on things easy, but that's how I see you. But you're not. Like if you've got a 16 and mine's an 18, you could be
'Cause from
my level had you been put in the same position
Right.
that I am, being able to read the books and study the things and gain that knowledge. But I'm not I'm not as maybe worldly as you might be as far as the wisdom is concerned. But smart, yes, but different smart as far as the intelligence goes. So that was something that I was discussing with Roy today, just to kind of like throw so that like
He's saying dumb it up.
no, because he's inquisitive. He is.
Yeah.
Puny God.
Well, that's the thing though. With that intelligence level, I'm not gonna just be a dumb oaf.
Right, you're not going to kick it to the side and be done. I mean, yeah, you're a barbarian, but...
That's one thing that I thought about at the time was like, man, what if we say I take 2 off that intelligence score and put 1 on something else? You know what I mean? Just because of how high the roll was, it was like...
And it is what it is, but... You
But
can play that to a certain level.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, a 16 is high intelligence.
Oh,
That's
absolutely
really high
it
intelligence.
is.
So for my character, I'm not just gonna run, and that's the other thing.
Yeah, you're not the big dumb oaf. You can
guys
formulate a
keep
game
saying,
plan.
well, why aren't you raging? Well, my guy knows when he's gonna have to fucking all out. Versus, I've got
that's why
2 fucking goblins. What do you want me? You really want me to rage to smash these 2? Fuck that.
No, we just want you to hit.
I don't know.
And you haven't been.
No, I've been hitting.
You can say that about
I
all
sent
of
the
us.
stats
That's
over,
true.
man. I sent my numbers over. Now, to be fair, my highest scoring night was the night that I almost killed everyone.
Right, then he got
So
most
maybe
of his
we don't
points on
want him to
us.
hit.
Yeah, right.
Because
We have since tweaked that rule.
Yes.
Chris and I have come
But
up with a
that's
different
that's
idea.
for natural 20s and fumbles
Fumbles.
on where that is concerned.
Sure.
So
And that you never know.
yeah.
And if there's and in closing, I guess, as we look ahead to next campaign and as we get closer, if there's something, if you've got a character idea in mind, bring it to me. And if there's something like what Chris and I did with his character,
Right. Have a little bit of, like I said, 2 or 3 characters, but have a couple line backstory in the back of your mind for what you want to see your character do.
Mm-hmm.
You worked with him.
Well, and
it wouldn't be a hard sell
Don's-
to work with the rest of us too.
Don has said it before, the fact that it was like, okay, that gave him a little extra, like,
A little ammo,
okay, here
yeah.
we go. This can work into the campaign nicely. And, not everything came in the way that I wanted it to.
But
It
that's
didn't
how.
have to.
But that's how.
Didn't
That's
have
how
to.
you incorporate some
Right.
backstory and add some extra things from your side. Like it's much like, me killing the kids. Her arm wrestling, the giant or the large human for the belt of strength in that same campaign in that same time frame. When Casey and Celine went out and he ran in as the ranger and she bombarded him with call lightning.
and I know Chris and Hugh were not here for that,
Hilarious.
so we apologize.
It
but
was
that
funny.
that whole night was probably the best role playing out of all characters that I have ever seen.
And it was it was just a little backstory spoof for everybody to kind of get into character and have their own moment to shine a little bit.
And then,
The problem was Casey and Celine
They're kids.
they were kids, and they were kind of falling into the same lull that we did playing this game at that age. So I was trying to, Casey was playing a ranger and Celine was playing a druid.
Yeah, and all Casey wanted to do was, I want to fish. Like,
He wanted to hunt and fish, which falls into a ranger,
Yeah.
but not all of the
yeah,
time.
we're out
Right.
campaigning. We're not like, yeah, everywhere you go, you're catching fish.
Yeah.
I'm a fishing son of a.
Yeah, he was. He
And
was.
so I created
Or
these
do
little
drugs.
spoofs for him. I actually created them for Casey and Celine.
He liked to do.
But I'm like, I can't have these three
Sitting at the bar just being
drinking.
drunk all night. Yeah.
So I created for those two, and I created one for him. And we went around,
Yeah.
kind of bounced back and forth a little bit. And it was some of the best role playing. That is one session I wish I have on tape because that was.
It was fun. We have it on voice recording. I'm sure we
Yeah.
do somewhere.
It's on the. It's
Yeah,
all
I
on
thought
my
so.
digital
Yeah, I
recorder.
thought so.
Do stick figure drawings of it and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some cartoons.
Hey, look, it's a pop-up.
Oh, we talked about that before. You just play that and let ChatGPT go nuts
with the
it.
backstory on
Man,
something,
that-
especially in 2E.
that would be
there's so much
awesome.
not- a backstory is a great way to get something that maybe isn't
Right.
in the rules.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe it brings a high level weapon into the campaign. Not necessarily
Or-
that we wield, but that we're chasing or something. It gives you ideas to spin.
Oh,
Or
well,
why
absolutely.
you're
But-
my
Combined.
race that typically can't be this or that. Why is he this or why is she this? Because you were orphaned or
Right.
you lived next to him, you watched him, and you did this, and you learned.
And you emulated. You were like, "Oh, I'm a monk," but you can never be a monk. So
And actually, with Chris, we actually kind of did it backwards, but because what he was bringing me led me to come up with his backstory.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is, I've got a basic idea for your guys' backstory. I'm going to throw that out there. I'm going to let you guys fledge it out, get the details.
thank you.
And then if something like Chris's lightning thing comes out of that, then we're going to hash that out at session 0. Then when we start play, you'll have it on your character sheets, and it'll be something that's always with you.
And here's another thing. Maybe it's time, like before next session, that we have like an ante up, like a
What are we thinking of playing? So
right. Well, a
Was it you that said
mid session 0.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mid campaign session 0 to like get our bearings. Where are we going? What are we doing? I know we've kind of spitballed that tonight, but like, where are we going? What is our goal? Like, what do we hope to achieve? We got put on this task. Where are we going from here? What the hell is our end game? Really?
Really, it started with you guys just trying to get paid, and it's led you down a rabbit hole of
right, we're still
intrigue.
we're still old 50 gold.
No, you got it.
Oh, we got the. I was gonna say we still.
Matt just never gave it to you.
Right. I kept it.
He got paid.
Yep.
He just didn't tell us.
Son
He's like, oh yeah, thanks.
I know I hated that wizard. So, all right. So, in closing, let me task you with this. From between now and the next time we play, take you a little piece of paper and jot down 3 basic character ideas. Doesn't have to be
Nothing fleshed out.
nothing fleshed out, like dwarf, paladin, and maybe something special about him. Like dwarf paladin can cast spells at first level, or Royce's case, I'm going to be a gnome ninja, was disbanded from his order, or something along those lines. Just a race, a class out of a purple book. Nothing basic. I want something out of the purple
We
books.
don't have a whole bunch of purple books.
That's all right. We can help that.
We can help that.
Yeah.
We
And-
have 1, 2, 1.
And
Just jot
the
down an idea of, and get 3 basic ideas, and then we will reconvene and we'll compare notes, and we'll be like, okay, well, if Royce is this, that's not going to really work with it. You know what I'm saying? We can cross some stuff out.
And then we
So
can.
is there a
The setting is a big
Baseline
thing, too,
setting.
You know, like, hey, we're gonna be here.
You're gonna okay, so you
Cause
will
like-
be in the realm, the world I created. But it's going to change. And I can't tell you more than that until we finish this campaign.
But just have your ideas ready. I mean,
Let me rephrase that. It's going to take place in the realm. and the realm is going to have a little bit of a facelift.
When in doubt, run away.
And
From the Lich.
I want to have to sit down with
From the Lich. That you know you
Because I was
can't
looking
kill,
at all
so
the
you turn and
kids.
shut the door behind you and run out of his territory.
None of which incorporates gnomes.
That's American.
I want to be
Let's work
Red Blue
on that.
Spider-Man.
We'll sit down and talk. That can be worked around.
The
There's
one
no
that I
wor-
like, the one I like the most is human only. I'm like, well, that's dumb.
Nothing's
There's-
human only.
Nothing is human only. There's no reason we can't incorporate a gnome ninja. I'm not seeing any reason why
Well, if you
why
want-
that.
If you want a good one.
No. Especially Dex,
Yeah.
stealth. I mean,
They really kind of line right up with what a ninja.
you're obviously not out fighting huge battles.
I guess
But you can be a more stealthy.
I-
ninjas.
so.
are
In so in
but some
so
are like death machines and stuff.
for you and Royce that don't have a lot of the purple books, if you follow that link I sent, every purple book is online free
And then like
from that link.
Funny enough, though, one race that is very common as a ninja is dwarf.
Well, of
Dwarves
course.
are the best.
Oh, gee.
Wait, I thought gnomes were the best.
Like the handheld scythe.
Well,
Man, is how I see a dwarf ninja.
I see him with a battle axe and just black face down.
Yeah.
That's it.
armor, plate armor, clank.
Dread Pirate Robert's only this tall.
Yes.
All the ninja weapons have like an oriental type name, so you have to have an oriental axe.
Except for dwarf. It's
Except for dwarf.
all right. It's Oriental axe.
Yeah, it's a battle axe toe.
Oh yeah.
What link? Is that in text or is that in...
I will resend it to you
Because
because I have to find it. So.
what I noticed, and I think
You
we've
said
already
to
talked
me.
about that.
I don't think you said to the group.
I actually had to open that link. I think I emailed it to myself so that I could open the link from the email because there was some sort of issue when I tried going directly from the text message link. I don't know why that was, but I
Copy and
remember
paste.
noticed it. And or that's what it was. I didn't send myself an email. I created an email to send to someone, pasted the link in there, clicked on the link, and it worked fine. But before that, it was just taking me to a dead end.
Huh,
I don't
that's
know
weird.
why.
We'll try it again.
So
Do gay porn.
So with that, we're gonna close up because we've already ticked off
Around
an
20.
hour and 20. So thank you everybody for watching. That does watch, and probably our 10 subscribers or however many we
Yeah,
have.
whatever.
Whatever.
Like
We're
I
all
say,
subscribed twice.
We're
Yeah.
we're a pretty modified group of 2E players. You know, like I say, we're willing to incorporate and try new things. So we don't want to limit ourselves.
just send
But
requests.
thanks for the few subscribers and
Send
viewers
dice.
that we do have. You know,
And money.
Yeah. Like and subscribe is always
Nudes
appreciated.
as well.
Maybe one of these
Not you,
days we'll
guy.
get enough
Not you.
subscribers
No,
when we do this and
Not
go
that-
live.
no.
right?
So,
That'd be neat.
Sweatpants.
all right,
on.
everybody, have a good night, and we'll
Yep,
catch you on the next
Good
side.
night.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.